At the bottom of the Declaration are 56 names. Most of us recognize many of them: John Hancock, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams. And behind every signature was a life, a family, a home, a reputation, a future that could have been lost. These men were not signing a symbolic holiday document. They were signing what the British Crown would consider treason, and they knew it. They were lawyers, merchants, farmers, physicians, planters, and men of public standing. Many had property, many had family, and many had everything to lose. And still, they put their name on the bottom of the Declaration that ended with these words: "We mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor." That line moves me differently when I remember that these were not poetic words. For many of them, it became literal. Carter Braxton, Virginia, had been born into wealth and privilege. But the Revolutionary War shattered his finances. His land holdings were damaged. His shipping business was ruined. The war cost him deeply. Francis Lewis of New York paid a heartbreaking price. British troops attacked and ransacked his home. His wife Elizabeth was taken prisoner. She was later released, but experienced damage to her health, and she died not long after. John Hart of New Jersey was known as Honest John. He was a farmer, a public servant, and a man respected by his neighbors. When British troops invaded New Jersey, his farm was destroyed and he was forced into hiding. When he returned, he learned that his wife had died while he was gone. And then there was Abraham Clark of New Jersey. Two of his sons were captured and imprisoned on the notorious British prison ship, the Jersey. They were mistreated there, and Clark was reportedly offered their freedom if he would take back his stand for independence. He would not. Can you imagine that? To sign your name and then watch the cost come not only to you, but the people you love the most. This is what makes the Declaration so sacred to me. It was not simply ink on parchment. It was conviction. It was sacrifice. It was a pledge made before God, before each other, and before generations that they would never live to see. And here we are, nearly 250 years later, living inside the freedom that they were willing to risk everything for. So this Independence Day, I do not want to celebrate fireworks. I want to remember names. I want to remember families. I want to remember homes lost, fortunes spent, wives imprisoned, sons captured, farms destroyed, and courage that did not retreat when the price became so personal. Freedom was not casual. It was costly. It was sacred. And it is still worth